Sisters and brothers of the Fifth Fleet, it's time. I'll keep my farewell brief. Never was much with words. Once you board this ship, there's no turning back. The next ground your feet will touch will be that of the New World. If any of you have lost your nerve, then step away now, and let no one judge you. Very well. Then sail safe and strong, and may the Sapphire Star light your way.
We're almost there. You ready to grab this new world by the horns? Don't know about you. It feels like ages since I left home to join the commission. So, nervous? Believe you me, I get it. Anything could happen to us, but hey, that's happened.
Hey, aren't you one of the A-list hunters?
What? No way! So are we! Hey! Tell us your name.
So, how about a toast?
To the A-list and the commission.
Cheers!
So, tell me, what's your theory? The Elder Dragons must migrate to the New World for some reason. After running the research commission for 40-odd years, the guild's itching for an answer. They say the Fifth Fleet's got the best shot at cracking this case, and I agree.
Keep it down. Hey, speaking of, A-listers usually operate in teams of 2. Have you sat down with your partner yet?
Listen to that. Getting rough out there. The waves are picking up. And that's gotta mean landfall. You're on the A-list, right? Huh. Meowdy-do. I'm not psychic, but I do have pretty good ears. Ah, put her there. I happen to be an A-lister myself. Oh, whoa! It's not safe here! This way!
must have set up this camp. I found this in the tent. It has a map in it. Well, part of one at least. Looks like we're right around here. The Research Commission's base of operations is here. This is where our ship was supposed to dock. For now, I think it would be best if we make our way to base. The map should help us find our way. The Research Commission's headquarters. Come on, let's get going. According to the map, to get to HQ, we need to... These Aptonoths seem every bit as docile as the ones back home. It looks like we need to go around. Something's up. The scout flies are gathering. What a weird plant. There's one over here, too. Come on, I think I found the way back to base. I had the scout flies memorize my scent earlier. If you lose sight of me, just follow the scout flies, and they'll lead you right to me. We can push our way through these vines. Don't pick a fight if you don't have a weapon. We need to hide. Come on, this way. Hurry! Stay low in the brush to remain hidden. Quietly. Okay, the coast is clear. Let's get going while we still can. Nothing can stop us. What is this track? There's more over there. Let's check it out.
Don't mind me. This way, hurry.
Okay, let's go.
Move! Move! That is not good. What are you waiting for? Get over here!
Come on!
Jump! Hey,
You all right?
let's go.
Okay. Wow.
Amazing, ain't it? Just look at this gate.
It's like nature meant for us to build Astera right here.
Astera. I like it.
The rest of the Fifth are already here. You're the last to arrive.
Okay, set him down here. Take it
I'll
nice
need to
and
tape up your shoulder. Hold still for a bit.
Hey, you guys made it.
Be right back. You're alive.
Had it rough, huh? When we couldn't find you two, we were starting to sweat bullets.
You scared us. We were talking about going out to look for you.
All's well that ends well.
Hey, we need a hand. Sorry.
Come on.
Catch you later.
This here's our trade yard. I guess the name says it all.
Look at all the people. The stuff.
Incredible, right? We've got it all here. We've got hunters to do all the exploring, scholars to do the research, technicians to keep them going. This place is the beating heart of the Commission. Wait here a sec. Commander, I found him.
Welcome to Astera. Your reputations precede you. Well, off you go.
Okay, I'll give you the grand tour. Let's start by looking for your palico. This is our stockpile. They carry most of the basic necessities.
You should drop by later to see what they have.
Next is the smithy. It's this way. Over here. You're with the Commission's Fifth Fleet, right? The old man in charge, my grandfather, was with the First. That was a long time ago. Me? I'm not with any fleet. Born and bred right here. Never even been to the old world. Here's our smithy. This is where you can craft weapons and armor. You'll be here a lot.
Wow! Look at this place. Want to check it out? Ooh, it's toasty in here.
Next up is the canteen. Let's check it out. Want to get going?
The canteen? I am so there.
Over here. This here's our canteen.
Hey, over there. Hey, you!
I knew you'd pull through.
calling for a council. Come on.
Yeah.
Now that you are all here, let us begin council. After tracking a migrating elder dragon across the sea, the Fifth Fleet have finally arrived in Astera. Give them a warm welcome. They're a fine group, worthy comrades who will help see the Research Commission's long efforts finally rewarded. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, sir. We're ready to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty.
This here is the Commission's core team. You should all get to know each other.
Looking forward to it.
Now, down to business. The latest monster to make the Elder Crossing is known as Zora Magdaros, a huge monster with a mountain of fire upon its back. The Research Commission's job is to discover exactly why the Elder Dragons are migrating to the New World.
Elder dragons have been with us since the dawn of time. Altering the ecosystem, reshaping the land, leaving disaster in their wake. Once every decade or so, they flock to this continent. But for what reason?
With the Fifth's help, we will find the missing link.
Here, here. Now we're talking!
Hunters, for the time being, I need you to focus on investigating our Яграс problem. Start by investigating the Ягрas's habitat. Find out what makes them tick, and we'll go from there.
Right. We're on it, sir.
Everyone else, you know the drill. Make sure these hunters have everything they need.
Now we're talking!
You two, make it a priority to learn how we do things around here. You'll find good teachers.
You heard him. Stick with me and you'll have no problems.
The Fifth's banner promises a change in the wind. All right, dismissed.
Over here. Head inside your rooms. We've placed some basic gear for you in that equipment box. Make sure to choose a weapon that suits you.
defense-oriented weapon used to approach targets with charges and fancy footwork. A defense-oriented weapon with a variety of shell attacks. A close-range weapon that facilitates fluid combos and evasion. A lightweight weapon that lets you vault into the air and control kinsects. A ranged weapon that frees up movement and lets you fire a variety of ammo. A ranged weapon that sacrifices mobility in exchange for powerful attacks. A weapon that lets you charge up power and attack from medium range. A weapon that stores energy in its sword form and releases it. A weapon that transforms between a long-reaching, a defense-oriented weapon with a variety of, a special support weapon hunters use to gain or provide various buffs. A close-range weapon with low mobility but powerful attacks. A close-range weapon set that lets you maneuver quickly and guard against attacks. Close-range offensive weapons that are used to deal a rapid flurry of blows. A heavy weapon used to strike monsters at point-blank range. A lightweight weapon. A weapon that lets you a lightweight weapon that lets you vault into the air and control kinsects. Close-range offensive weapons that are used to deal a rapid flurry of blows. A lightweight weapon that lets you... A lightweight weapon that lets you vault into the air and control kinsects.
Want to get going?
Once you're ready, head to the canteen. I'll be there waiting with a quest.
You can get more familiar with your weapons at the training area. Just talk to them.
A lightweight weapon that lets you vault into the air and control kinsects. A weapon that lets you charge up power.
Handlers sort through the Research Commission's leads. And the ones they deem worth our attention become quests.
Hey!
Over here!
The new world awaits! We're on the hunt! All right, this is our first job. Let's do a quick review of quest rules. Rule number 1. Complete the objective to complete the quest. Each quest has an objective. You can't consider the quest done until you complete that objective. Our current objective is to eliminate a specified number of Яграс. Let's check the map. We ran into some Яграс on the way to base. The small monsters, remember? I think we saw them somewhere around here. Want to check it out? Rule number 2. Use the supply box. The Commission supplies us with a loadout of certain items for each quest. They're in the supply box over there. Have a look and decide what you should take along. Ready to go! Oh yeah! Hey partner! Nothing can stop us!
Want to get going? Want to get going? Uh-huh. Be careful. The insect glaive is a close-range weapon that lets you control kinsects. You can switch to your slinger while aiming your weapon. Ready your weapon before attacking. Keep in mind that what you're able to do depends on whether or not your weapon is drawn. When you're investigating or gathering items, you'll generally want to keep your weapon sheathed.
I'll mark gathering sites and monster positions on the wildlife map for you.
You can gather honey and mix it with a potion to make mega potions. Over here! You can use that as slinger ammo. Great for getting a monster's attention or creating a distraction.
A pack of Яграс! Those are the monsters we're after!
Let's see how you hold up when you're on your own. They're on the run. Don't let them get away. Grab all the monster materials you can. You can use them at the smithy. Over here! Whoops. Use whatever you can.
Look out! Your health is low. Keep your distance and use a potion.
Keep it together, okay? Okay, let's head home and report back to the old man.
Good to see you. And listen up.
All right. Now that you've got some materials, why don't we head over to the smithy to see what you can do with them?
There you are, Fiber.
Weapon that lets you vault into the air and control kinsects.
My. Greetings.
Good to see you. Oh, hello.
And listen up. Now that's hunting. What this world needs is harmony.
be here.
Partner? Ah! You can pick up quests from the quest board, too. It lists the same quests that I've got, so don't worry about having to check two places. We're on the hunt! Our job is to call a certain number of kestodon. Recently, their numbers have been getting out of hand.
Want to get going? There we are. Those, my friend, are kestodon. Let's see you take him out on your own. Huh. Be careful. All right, let's look for another group. Be careful. The kestodon are the least of your worries. There are a lot bigger monsters lurking in this forest. The endemic life around here can come in handy during a hunt. Try to learn as much as you can about them. Over here! Over here! Huh. Be careful. Good work. That just about wraps up our work here. Wait. Hey, come here. I think I found something. Over here! Here. Look at those kestodon. Something's up Now!
All right, partner. New assignment incoming. Take down that great Яграс. If you're not ready, you can return to base and take on the great Яграс quest later.
Want to get going? Your weapon is losing its sharpness. Create some distance, then use a whetstone. If you need to call your friends for help, go to the menu and select SOS Flare to signal them. And you're going to need friends when you go up against some of the tougher monsters. In order for the scout flies to better track a target monster, we need to keep finding traces of it. Like footprints, for example. Good. You're turning up a lot of clues. You're less likely to lose sight of a monster if you use the focus camera. Land your claw on a monster to grapple to it. You can move around while grappled to a monster, but it'll burn through your stamina. It drops some slinger ammo. See? The spot you hit is softened up. Dodge their attacks. You don't want to take hits like that head on. When monsters are running away, use the scout flies as a guide and they'll lead you right to them. Monster's enraged. It's better to hold off on your claw until things calm down a bit.
Oh boy, that monster's really mad now. Be ready for some vicious attacks.
Never underestimate an angry monster. Keep your distance and watch for a safe opening. Monster's trapped in the vines. Now hit it with all you've got. Look, the monster's almost done for. Chances are it'll retreat to its nest to recuperate. Let's head back and report to the old man.
I think we got a lead.
Maybe. Let's check it out. Well, you were right. There's our mark. Something's got him agitated. Look over there. What in the heck is that? I've never seen anything like it.
You think it's from Zora Magdaros?
I'd like to find out. But we better report back first. All right?
I see.
Want to get going?
Once the camp is set up, you can go after that Puke Puke.
I wonder where the resource center is.